Hello everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's video, I'm just going to be working on a new animation. This actually is going to be a fairly shorter one, so I'm not going to be dedicating as much time to it as I did my teaser trailer. So I'll be talking off and on as I do this and just be going through the motions. I may give some review or critique some of my deeper thoughts and feelings on my teaser trailer and what I've done up to this point. So that's going to be interesting. So I had released my teaser trailer to, I want to say, mixed results. Didn't really get as many views as I wanted it to get when I released it, but there's still time, and the YouTube algorithm can be kind of wonky. So, I think I'll exponentially get more and more views. It just takes some time. But yeah, a year and a half in the making, that's something quite interesting for me. It was nice to complete, and it was also nice for me to just do overall because I was really able to test myself and test my ability. So what I'm animating is actually a priest. He's actually a character from the world I made. And so I'm trying to. This is just going to be like a short 15, maybe 20-second animation at the most. And what I'm trying to work on is more my facial animation as well as the substance of what I'm animating. More subtleties and nuances like emotion and other things like that. So if this looks weird, these are actually supposed to be wings. So the character is a priest, and essentially he has like three pairs of wings. But he's not an ostentatious character, so what he does is he either has them hanging low or they're draped around his body. In this case, he wears like a priestly garb, and instead of the shawl that priests usually wears, he just wraps his wings around his shoulders. So that's sort of the feel that I'm going for. And if you actually look in my previous animation exercises, I did something similar where I was animating this female angel, and that was sort of my first test or first try at animating wings and animating like sort of attachments like that. I do think my artistic ability has definitely gotten better, even if it's only in subtle ways. Because I was able to make slight as well as overt changes to the way I in between and to the way I rough out my animations. I'm the kind of person where it takes me a while to get better at certain crafts and things. One of my fears, though, is not growing at all because I'll go on Instagram and I'll go on Twitter and I'll see like amazing art, beautiful art, and then like I try to draw like that and it's not that good. Like I see like muscular Adonises and beautiful women and fan art and it looks amazing, and then I see my stuff and I'm like, this looks like shit. Which I mean, I know I shouldn't be thinking or feeling that way, but I, as an animator, compare myself to others who are illustrators or other more detailed artists, digital painters, and stuff like that. And I try to do everything instead of focusing on my niche, which is in this case animation. But like, they make some beautiful stuff, and I'm kind of envious of that because I want to make beautiful stuff as well. And I want to share my passion and my love with people that I meet, see, and interact with. So I don't think that my passion and desire is innately envious. More so like it comes from a place of wanting improvement. But that desire to improve can quickly evolve and become a almost obsession with the works of others. So it's almost like a balancing act and a need for, what's the proper word? Temperance and meditation to sort of quell those inner desires and inner um, thoughts and concerns. But I think to an extent, everyone feels that. I'm not really special or I don't really stand out. It's more so like everyone desires to be better than who they were in their past. Like, that's nothing different or new or anything that sort of stands out from any other everyday person. It's just some people are more vocal about it than others, and some people are willing to discuss it more than others. And there is a shame in that. Like, I'm not saying, like, give in to your envy because that can lead to more issues than it's worth. It's more so like acknowledging that you feel those things and then working and putting the work in to not feel those things anymore. Or to at least reach some sort of acceptance with oneself. And those feelings can be derived from many places. It could be from inadequacy or comparing yourself to others or seeing others get ahead. And that can make you rage further, or it can make you discouraged. And everyone's going through their own journey, their own art journey, their own journey of self discovery, their own enlightenment, if you will. Because, I mean, I'll just be open about it. I'm a college graduate and I'm working in retail. I work at a fucking Walmart and I have to deal with. You see, that's the thing, and that's the wild part about it. The customers aren't the bad part, it's the management that is. Like, I deal with a lot of crazy managers and problematic managers, and like they yell a lot. Some of them harass you. Some of them are like always there hovering over you. And like even though you're trying to do your job or you know how to do your job, they're always there harassing you. And then they ask you to do like some very dangerous stuff. Like where I work, the bins, sort of like the moving storage contraptions, they took the reflectors off of the bins. And so, okay, so to further explain, the store where I work has a backroom storage. I mean, all Walmarts do, but we have sort of these automated shelves that are supposed to move on their own, left and right. And so how it works is there's this little contraption on one end, and then there's a reflector on the other end that it shines like this invisible laser. It makes the shelves able to move. But some associates and some members of management, they decided to take the reflectors off of the shelves, which is like very dangerous. And I actually learned from like a few members of corporate that that's dangerous, that's against policy, and that people can get hurt when you do that. But like they expect us to put our hands in like these little small areas and hold the reflectors in place to be able to move the shelves. And like some associates remove the reflectors for meanness because they want their shelves always open so they have access to their storage and their stuff. And then that's when other associates have to sort of do the dangerous work and like put their hands and other limbs in small places to keep the reflectors in place, just so that they can get like a TV or some sort of device that's in storage for a customer. And like there's some wild stuff that happens in these stores. Like we have display phones and we have other items and stuff on display. Like customers and other people, they'll be hacking that stuff. And like one time there was this dude who had, I don't know where he was, like, but all I hear is like freaking porn being played from one of these speakers that were on display, and like it was very very freaking loud. And like I told management, I'm like, hey, somebody hacked this speaker, like, hey, what do I do? Nobody came, nobody helped me. Like literally another like general associate, not even like a general associate, like it was our wireless specialist, and they're from like a different company that is in partnership with my store where they sell phones. Anyway, and the the guy that doesn't even have like responsibilities with Walmart, like he had to solve the situation. And like he unplugged the speaker and essentially kept it unplugged for like the rest of the night. Honestly, I could write like a whole dissertation paper. Another thing is that they lie to you. Like, so the store I work at, it has difficulty keeping workers because again, harassment and like repeated sort of abuse, I guess you could say. Um, so for starters, they lie to you. You'll go into orientation, and they'll say, "Hey, you'll be working in this position. You're gonna be, oh, you're just gonna be like in the electronics, or you're just gonna be fulfilling online orders, or you're just gonna be standing at the door." And then literally the first day, when you start actually working, they don't even have you at your position. They have you doing 100 different other things around the store. Like you'll be on the truck, like moving boxes and putting away freight, or you could be running reshops and like putting misplaced items on the shelves. Like they don't even have you doing the job you signed up for. And then it's sort of like this Faustian deal, Faustian bargain, where they say, like, oh yeah, this is a position, this is where you're going to be working. And then they have you do everything except for what they initially promised that you'd be doing. But then they like to go and mention your like job, but then they like to go and mention your like job promise, or not job promise, your job description, and say like, oh well, your job description says you're going to be doing XYZ. And it's like, it's sort of like this double-edged sword of almost like this Faustian bargain, or almost this form of like corporate manipulation is the best way I can describe it. And honestly, I'm just ready to go. Like I've been there for, and that's the wild part, is I've been working in retail since November. It's June now, so that's gonna be, I've been working there for like 7, 8 months, and I literally feel like I am going crazy. I literally feel like gaslit and manipulated into thinking that everything I learned in college was wrong. Like there's no sort of risk reward behavior. There's no sort of like policy maintenance. The human resources is garbage. And it almost feels like I may get stuck there forever. And, I don't want to be stuck there forever, because, like, I have hopes and ideas for the future. As wild as it sounds, like, as crazy as it sounds, like, there are 100 things that I would love to do, that I want to do, that I want to achieve. But the longer I stay where I'm at, it feels like I'm just becoming crazier and crazier. And like I've applied to over 12,000 jobs. 12,000 jobs in the industry and adjacent fields as well. Like I'll apply to motion designer positions, animator positions, 2D animator positions, graphic designer positions, pretty much in pretty much anything and everything in the digital media um, production sphere. I've applied to it at every single level, from entry to associate to mid level to internship even, and nothing comes. So at this point, I'm like, is this a curse? Am I doing something wrong? Or is there just supposed to be like this big, I don't know, position or big job that's just coming? And like, honestly, it's maddening, because I don't understand how, like the math isn't mathing, the process isn't processing in my mind, because it doesn't make sense that like I can go into the stock market, I can start a Patreon, I can start a YouTube channel, I'll post here and there on ArtStation and Instagram, like I'll put all my eggs in multiple baskets, and then it almost feels as though nothing is coming from it. And so like did I piss off God? Like this is a genuine question I have now. Like, did I piss off God like somewhere? Did I get lost in the sauce? Did I just like make somebody angry and now I got a curse on me or something? Cause this is wild and crazy. And my biggest fear is I'll just be stuck in retail forever. And I won't be able to open my own animation studio, and I won't be able to bring the media industry to Raleigh, because that's the wild thing is I see so much potential in where I live. Like I see there's an appreciation for art. There are art museums, there are other kinds of museums in Raleigh, mainly centered in downtown Raleigh and West Raleigh. There are actually a few film studios in Raleigh, and it has the potential to grow. And even like the Raleigh government and sort of like social sphere is pushing towards businesses, business design, and like developing many different outlets. And so I, as an animator, would like to actually capitalize on that and almost and start my own business, bring the media and industry to Raleigh, because it has the potential. It has the potential to grow and develop. It, it's honestly it's wild and crazy. Oh, so Ari, you asked about the priest. Let me just slightly change subject. So in the world I created, which is 13, it's actually a series I plan on, crowdfunding and crowdsourcing for once views get up on my teaser trailer. And I'll probably work on some more short animations as well to further develop the world. But essentially, magic has returned to the world, allowing people to essentially use magic. Magic is based on perception of their reality. So there's faith based magic, there's math and science based magic, there's also magic that is more based on like emotions and how you're feeling. And so with this priest, he is actually from the church, and sort of his whole thing and the church's whole thing in this world is that as people grow closer to their understanding of God as well as the world, they go through different stages of enlightenment and awakenings. And so their enlightenment externally expresses itself as the growth of halos and wings. So for someone to have three pairs of wings, they are a spiritually awakened person. And so this character, he actually acts as almost like the spiritual core of the show, in which essentially characters oftentimes come to his church to confess their sins as well as to ask for advice and spiritual guidance, because the main story is a story of revenge in which people are the main characters are sort of mad at the world and are seeking justice for how they've been wronged. You know, the next thing I do is I'm definitely gonna buy a second monitor, as well as maybe like a small shelf for my computer, because I think I sent some pictures in my community tab, but essentially like my my computer tower is on my desk and it's actually taking up quite a bit of space. So I want to move it down to like underneath my desk, so then I have more space for a second monitor and maybe some other stuff, maybe some nice knickknacks or whatever. You know, I just thought of something. Like all this hardship that I've just spilled on this live stream, like later on in life, I'm probably gonna be wise as hell. I'm probably gonna be some old man with a long gray beard, like living in a freaking wizard tower or some shit. Cause, gosh, like they say that hardship brings wisdom, and I mean, I don't know. I consider this hard. Like maybe this is like a new kind of hardship that will help future generations. So even though I don't like the station where I'm at, there is potential for a future. Even if I don't see it yet. And even if I'm like scared or freaking out because it feels like everything is going to hell, but you know what? I'm just gonna take a deep breath let it all out. And I think I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep streaming, keep working on animations, keep writing and world building for my show, and who knows, something might come of this. I do plan for my Friday stream to, yeah, like for my Friday stream, I think I'm gonna do like character sheets and character art for my show, like drawing different characters, different main characters in different poses, and I can spend the whole day doing that. Like honestly, that may be like a 4 or 5 hour stream by itself because I have to draw characters, draw their poses, maybe draw like some different effects that they're doing. Cause I got quite a few like main characters. I can then open my sketchbook. Like I actually have like a whole sketchbook, and I still need to like. Okay, so I do have a webcam. The only thing is I don't have it on right now because I like you guys seeing my little icon in the bottom corner of the screen. Okay, I worked really hard on that, and I'm still working on the VTuber model, so eventually that's gonna get done. But it's best to not rush on things. I'm gonna work on my VTuber model a little bit, maybe watch some tutorials, uh, open my sketchbook. Oh, I might actually do like a late night Thursday stream or a late night Wednesday stream and just have that like right off when I get off work. I'll just like turn on my stream and like work on something. It doesn't have to be anything, or I could just like spend the time talking, maybe. And then like I'll just do that and have a nice old time. One of the things I do like about this world I've created, and what is definitely evident in this character, this priest, Father Jovial, is just how he really represents and is sort of a mascot for the idea of magic in this world being based on perception. Because he is a man of faith, he's a man of rigidity who sees magic and the return of magic in this world as a gift, as something that is ordained and destined to happen. And so he is actually not an overt power or an acting figure, at least not in the plot for this series. He's more so an observer, or very much sort of that Jesus figure archetype, where he is a guide, an advisor. He offers advice. He is a shoulder to lean on. And so, despite him having access to magic and despite his powers actually being very powerful, he is an angel with three pairs of wings. Like, he has access to very powerful magics, especially because his magic is further reinforced by faith. He is a character that doesn't use his power, or only uses his power in very subtle ways of healing or small bouts of telekinesis or repairing small objects. He's not an active threat or active figure. And I do think that when it comes like Friday, Friday will probably be the day where I sort of draw a character art for him because he is one of my favorites. Uh, I'll do the character art of the main three sort of characters: the main character, this tertiary character, and then a antagonist. Because one of the beautiful things is that they're the three of them are sort of reflections of each other, in which they were actually based off of Jesus and like very religious theming and concepts in general of this character, Father Jovial. He's more so like the character of Jesus, in which he is soft spoken, he is a guide, he is an advisor, he offers a shoulder to cry on and a shoulder to lean on. Whereas Owoh, the main character, he is more so Jesus in, I want to say, physicality, where he is actually a very strong magic user, as well as being someone who, at least metaphorically, has risen from the dead in ways. And then the third character, the third sort of villain character, he is more a social Jesus, where he is able to get people to hearken unto him and seek his aid, approval, and different things like that. Various different themes that I would very much like to explore. And this has been a long sort of craft and idea in the making. And I do definitely hope to one day grow, gain more of a following, and even get some writers in these streams with me and get other artists in these streams with me and sort of get their feedback, get their ideas. I do have like a few writer friends who I can always call up and say, hey, you want to talk about this story with me? Like, hey, you want to work on this script? Because I've met so many interesting and nice and passionate people that they, a lot like me, I think they just need a chance. I think they just need somebody to take that one chance on them. Because that's usually what is stopping people, what is stopping many people from growing and developing and honing their craft or getting better at what they do and love is they just haven't found that person to take a chance on them. And so that is really what people need. Uh-oh, it looks like it is 11:20. I do have to go. Sadly, I do have work. Hmm. But it's okay. Today is like my Thursday, so Wednesday is my last day, and then I'll be off. I work like 2 p.m. to 11, so it is what it is. Anyway, I best better go before, who knows, I might be late. But I do plan on checking my email, seeing if a job has emailed me or called me. Who knows? Something might happen. I hold out for the future. Anyway, I do hope that you guys enjoyed this stream. Got a little bit of progress done. I might do like a little bit more here and there off camera and just keep working on it here and there whenever I can. Oh, yes, my outro. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. I love comments. I love any sort of critique, constructive criticism you guys can give me. I love the chance to grow, develop, and hone my craft because you can't know everything, so somebody must know something to help and guide me. Like telling me, hey, do this way, or try doing that way. And then I say, yes, thank you. And then I'll try it, and then it actually helps me. And then I say, thank you in the comments. I'm rambling now. I didn't used to ramble in the past. Um, but yes, like, comment, subscribe, share even. Um, I also have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee in the description below, as well as a Fiverr account and an Upwork account that you guys can look me up under and see if you want an animation from me or a piece of art or who knows what. But yeah, share, network. Um, hmm. Guess that's it. I'll likely be I stream Tuesdays and Fridays around 10 o'clock, and those usually last an hour to an hour and 30 minutes. Fridays, I try to go to like 2 hours, 2.5 hours for my streams, just because those are my off days, and I like to do a little bit tongue tied, do a little bit of extra stuff on my Fridays. Talking too fast. Now you guys know I need to go. Anyway, this has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you guys in my next video or stream.